Today I'm going to be showing you how to knit a beanie using just the loom. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do to get started is pick your loom. They come in a bunch of different sizes, but for now I'm just using this size, which I believe is the kid size. So something you can do to get started that I find very helpful is to cut up a straw. You're only going to need like about a little bit, but it helps to like really to keep the yarn on the little pegs of the loom. So now we're gonna get started. The first thing is that you're gonna want to create a slip knot. If you've seen my other tutorial, then you should know how to do it. But if you haven't, you just cross the yarn together and create a little loop, and then you pull some more yarn through that loop and place it on the peg right in front. And then just pull both ends to tighten it up, and there you go. First step completed. Okay, so now what you're gonna want to do is that you're gonna take your yarn, and all you're gonna have to do is just wrap the yarn around the pegs. First, you're gonna want to go to the back, and then move forward, and then back again, and then do the same onto every single peg that is around the loom. You're going to want to make sure that the yarn is at the very bottom when you're getting started, because we're going to have to put in a second layer above it. Okay, so now once you get to the last peg, what you're going to want to do next is that you're going to start again from the peg you began, but this time you're going to wrap it around at the very top of the peg. And you're going to be doing the same movement, going back to moving up to the front, then go back, and then onto the next peg. Same thing as you did before, only now you're doing it at the very top of the peg. And you're just going to repeat this with all the other ones, same as before. Okay, and now that that's done, you're going to want to take one of these little hooks right here, and what you're going to do is you're going to grab the yarn at the very bottom of the peg and then pull it over like so. And then you do that with all the other ones. Be sure to be careful not to grab the top one, because then it might start to unravel a bit. But if you do, you can usually fix it pretty easy. You just gotta twist it and then put it back. gonna mess up a little here. Grab the I grabbed the yarn. That was gonna keep wrapping. Okay, so now you're gonna want to push the yarn down to the very bottom, and it should look like what the first row that you had before. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is that you're going to do the same. You're gonna wrap around the pegs at the top again. And this is what you're gonna be doing for the entire length of your hat. So it's just like this, you're just gonna do the same process of wrapping the top of the pegs, pulling out, once you get to the ends, you're gonna pull over the bottom layer of yarn over the peg, and then push it down and begin wrapping the top again. It's a very easy process, and it's probably one of the easiest ways to knit a hat, or at least in my opinion. And you're just going to want to do this until you get the length that you need. Since it's a child-sized hat, a good way to measure is just to use your hand as a measuring tape. It should be the length of your fingertips to your palm. couple of rows of doing this process, what you're going to want to do is that you're going to want to untie the loom that you have at the peg in the very front. And then after that, what you're going to do is that you are going to tie it off and then just cut off the excess. And now this way there it's secure and it's not going, your hat isn't going to unravel. So now that I have the length that I need, which, if you're wondering, is basically the length of your hand. It's really good. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to grab some yarn. And in order to start closing this, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to grab the yarn and I'm going to wrap it around the entire loom once. And then I'm going to do it again, but only halfway. Like so. Okay, so then you're gonna grab a plastic needle, and then what you're gonna do, you're gonna put the yarn through the eye of the needle, and then you're going to go like right where the yarn starts. I kind of messed up a little bit while making it. You should always start on the same peg every single time. I don't know what happened. It's accidents happen. It's fine. It'll still turn out okay, but I do find it to be a lot more helpful when you keep track on when you start the same peg. It's alright. It turned out fine. Anyways, so what you're going to be doing is that you're going to be taking the needle and you're going to be picking up you're going to put it through the little loop that's on the peg, and then you're going to pull it over the peg. Just like you were doing before, only this time there isn't going to be a top layer. That's because it's the end. And then you're going to do that to all the pegs, every single one of them. And then once you get to the very last peg, you're going to take your hat out of the loom, and then you're going to pull on the string to get it as tight as you can. And you're just gonna want to just sew the top of it, just so that way you can like secure the top and make sure that it doesn't open up at any point. And you're gonna want to do this just a couple of times. I do it probably about 4 or 5 times, just to be on the safe side. So what you're going to want to do to close it is that you're going to make sure that there's a little loop at the end, and then you're going to put the needle through that little loop and then tie it off. I like to do this twice because I like to make sure it's as tight as it can be. And then you're just going to pull on that, and you got yourself a little knot on the top. And then you're just going to cut that as close to the knot as you can. And there you go. You got yourself a nice little beanie. Yeah, this, like I said, is pretty simple to do, and the loom definitely helps a lot. It makes things a lot easier, but this is a really nice activity to do when you're bored and you just want to just chill out for a bit. Well, thanks for watching. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!